Welcome to my Sitecore Diaries. Today's topic, setting up Sitecore serialization using CLI. I am Jitendra Ghanekar. I'm Sitecore 10.NET certified developer. I'm a Sitecore architect and consultant working in Mumbai. So let's start today's video. So just a recap, we already have a Sitecore CLI concept video in the Sitecore 10 developer certification series, where we have concentrated more on the concept and the question which might come in the Sitecore 10 certification exam. There we have discussed basic concept of serialization, Sitecore CLI and Sitecore Visual Studio. What is Sitecore CLI and what is Sitecore Visual Studio? We have seen there are installation steps, structure of Sitecore JSON and module JSON, different parameters in both these JSON files, YML path structure, and more theoretical concept related to the Sitecore 10 certification exam. And in this video, if you have not watched that video, I will give you a link in the I button as well as in the comment and the description. So now what we are going to see in today's video is, in this video, I will be explaining my experience with setting up the CLI on my machine and how I have set up the machine for the Sitecore CLI. So that we will discuss in today's video. So let's start. So let's say Sitecore CLI setup. The first step is Sitecore Management Service Package installation. So you need to download the Sitecore package, the management service package. The download package can be found in the Sitecore download page. So this is the link. I will give that link in the description. Once you install that by going in the control panel, install package. Okay, once you install it, then only you can work on the CLI, because Sitecore Management Service is required for the running the CLI. Okay, that is the first step which we need to do. You first need to download it from your Sitecore download page, Sitecore management service package. You need to install that. Okay, and then you will go to the next step. The next step is all now you have to do is on the command line tool. Okay, so that can be your PowerShell interface, or you can use your normal CMD interface also. You have to open that is in the administration mode. Okay, and then you decide the path of your project, or where you want to create the YML files. To go to that that folder, go to the root folder of, generally we will generate that in the root folder of your project. So go to the root folder of a project. I'm sure you must be knowing how to do it. So CD and the path you can provide in the command, then it will take you to the that folder. Once you have done that, then run this command, that is .NET new tool -manifest. Okay, so that is the first command to installation of the Sitecore CLI. Okay, once you done that, then you will get this message that the template .NET local tool manifest file was created successfully. That means this command executed successfully. Okay, then the next steps come is to install the NuGet package by using this source. So this is the command. So all this command I will be giving in the description. So .NET NuGet add source -n Sitecore, and this is the path of the NuGet. So that will get installed. Okay, it might have already installed it, so I will get this message like this. Okay, then the next phase is the to install the Sitecore CLI version. So next Sitecore CLI version is I have installed is the 4.2.1. so this is the command for that. And once you install it, you will get this message saying that it is installed. Okay, like you can invoke the tool from this directory using the command and tool run Sitecore. Okay, so this means that you have successfully installed the Sitecore CLI setup. So if you observe this .NET tool install Sitecore CLI command, I have given version as 4.2.1, but if you don't provide this version, then it will take it the latest version and it will install the latest version. Okay, so I have installed 4.2.1, so that's why it is by giving this version 4.2.1, so that's why you will see this message where they're saying that CLI version 4.2.1 was successfully installed. Okay, and again the one thing is entry is added to the manifest file. So manifest file is created, and where it is restored that Sitecore CLI demo, that is my root folder or project folder, then config slash .NET tool.json. Okay, so then next step is initialization of your serialization project. So now you have set up the or you have installed the basics framework of the CLI. Now depending on your project, you have to set up the serialization. Okay, so for that, first step is the .NET site. You have to run the command .NET Sitecore init. So, okay, initialization of the project. Okay, once you run that, and if you see the project folder, you will find this kind of a structure created in the in your root folder. Okay, that is Sitecore CLI demo. In my case, I have these folders. Okay, and all the files will created, and there is a one file that is called Sitecore.json, which is also got created. We'll see how does that file is looks like. Once you done that, then you have to set up the modules. Okay, modules of your project. Okay, if you are using a helix architecture, then you will have a feature, project, foundation kind of a structure. So accordingly you have to create the modules in your project structure. So assume that I was having this kind of a structure where I was having a templates in the feature folder, like feature A, feature B, feature C. These features are there. Okay, and where I have a feature A template, feature B has a feature B template, feature C has a feature C template. Now you can follow the it's up to you how you want to do it, but you can follow the what you say the helix architecture, where you can, or you must have seen the unicorn structure also, right? So unicorn also you will have the same kind of a structure where you follow the helix architecture. You create a project specific to the features, foundation and projects. Okay, similarly you can create it in one project itself. You can have their templates, renderings and the content if you want to store. Okay, so this is my so we'll concentrate on this structure. So I have this structure. So what I have to do for creating this project structure? First of all, I have to create the folder in the my root folder named feature. Okay, and then as per my structure, I have created feature A, feature B, feature C structure. Okay, and every structure, every folder, I have added the module.json file. Okay, which I named as a sitecore.feature.a.module.json. For B, it is feature.b.module.json. So this similarly I have created. Now it's up to you how you want to create it. Okay, but you can follow the structure which will maintain the consistency and the helix architecture also. Now these are the module files, and you have the sitecore.json file. So these are the two very important files in the Sitecore CLI setup, where we have to do the configurations. Okay, so how does Sitecore JSON file looks? If you open the default file, it will look like this. Okay, where you can do your model configuration. Here you see, here they have mentioned it to do by default, so it is not completed. So how will it really we do the model configuration? That we will see in the coming slides. Okay, and then there is a section called serialization, where you can define the default properties like default max relative item path, model relative serialization path. Okay, what fields you want to exclude. So this explanation I have given in my older video. Okay, so that I will give you the link and the link in the description and the comment. Okay, you can have a look on that. So this is your Sitecore JSON file, default Sitecore JSON file. Then you have to create the model JSON file. Okay, so once you create that model JSON file, you will have this kind of a structure where you can add the namespace. Okay, the namespace is basically unique identification. It is called as a module name also. You can say it's a module name also. Okay, and then there is a something called tags. Okay, so you can tag your content. Okay, so I have tagged this as a feature template because this is from the feature template, so I have tagged it as a feature template. Then this section, what you want to include in your module. Okay, so what are the things which you want to include in this model? So you will see here a name, so you can give your model name, and if remember that the folder which is going to create in the serialization will be with this name. Then you have to give the path where you, which path of your Sitecore content tree you want to serialize. So that will come here. Then you have a scope. What is scope, that also I have explained in the whole video, and we will also see what is scope. Then we will see the database. We can give the database name, and then allow push operation. That is also we will discuss what it is. Okay. So this is how your JSON and module JSON files looks like, and this is how you have to set up. So this structure is this file is created for the sitecore.feature.a. We have as I was having two more features. Okay, so I have added the similar structure for feature B and feature C. Okay, so now we have created the model JSON file in our project. Now it's time to modify your Sitecore JSON. Okay, so modules, you must have the serialization. We have added the configurations. Okay, where I have given the path as a serialization path, folder name is serialization, and the module which we need to configure. Now there are two ways you can do it. The first thing is you can directly add this module JSON file by writing the comma. So like comma here we they give the path like feature.a. The dot starts from your project folder. Okay, and from the project folder it is first level is feature, then feature a folder, and then I have a JSON. Okay, you can give it this is for a feature A, you can do it for a feature B and feature C by just adding the comma. But there is another way, because you might have thousands of features, then hundreds of features, then you may not be adding those hundreds of features here. Okay, the best idea is to make it generic. Okay, how to make it generic? That if you see here, what are the things which are dynamic? Okay, so if you see the module name, the name of the file can be dynamic. So star, so anything dot module.json it will pick. But now you have a CLI demo that is constant, that is for the all the files it will be remain same. But the feature also can be different. Okay, and feature A also can be different. So what I have done is I've used everywhere star. Okay, so any folder you create inside the your project folder, and where you use the module.json, then it will take into consideration. Okay, so Sitecore JSON file will read all the modules, and it will generate a serialization here if the file name is module.json. Okay, so this is how you will do the Sitecore JSON configuration. So these two files, one is a module.json, another is Sitecore.json that you have to configure. Now that module.json file is the number of module you use or in your project. Okay, so in Helix architecture, number of feature project, number of project for foundation project, all you will create a JSON file. Okay, so this is how these two configuration will be done. Then we will see what is the scope. Okay, so if you see the include, you have a name, path, scope, database, max relative path, and allow push operation. So what is scope? Okay, there are 5 options which you can provide in the scope. First is a single item. What does it mean? Only that contain item. So you just serialize the contain item. Then you have an item and children. So it is the contain item and its immediate children. So if you provide the scope as item and children, then it will only serialize the contain item and its immediate children. Item and descendants. So for the item and descendant, the contain item and its all descendants will be serialized. So by default, item and descendant is a default if it doesn't provide the scope. Then you have a descendant only, so it will only generate a descendant only. Ignore, then all children and descendants are ignored except those previously matched. Okay. Then there is a allowed push operation. Now what it is? See, there are two things in the serialization. One is the file, whether it exists in your file system, your folder. Okay, your physical file is exists, and another is a contains item. Okay, so the combination, how it works. Okay, so there are 3 options in the allow push operation: create only, create and update, and create, update and delete. How it works? If your contain item in the file system is yes, okay, it means you have a file in your physical file in your folder, but there is no contain item in your Sitecore for that file. Then what the create only will do, it will create an item. Similarly, create and update will also create an item. Create, update and delete will also create an item in the Sitecore. Okay, if you have a contain item in file system, yes, you have a file system there, and it also has the item in the instance. Then for create only, it will ignore it. Create and update, it will update it. Create, update and delete, it will update it. Okay, and if you have a contain item in file system, there is no contain item field, no physical file available, but contain item has an instance. Okay, in this case, create only and create and update both will get ignored. Only create, update and delete will delete the item. So these are the configuration which we need to understand while creating the module configuration. Now let's see how the kind of YML files is get generated. So first part is your project part, that is absolute part. Then the serialization part. So you in the JSON file you must have given the folder name. So that folder will come here. Then you must have given the whatever you are including. You have given the name. So that name will come here, and this is your actual YML file. Okay, actual content item. So basically, in JSON, you have a default module relative serialization path serialization. So this is this path. Okay, this folder name, and in the module you have the path as a content. So this will be the content, and the path is given as like hair / shampoo. So that is your serialization. So this is how your serialization of the item will happen, or this is how your item will get created. YML file will get created. Now let's see how to use this. Now we have already set up this we have installed the Sitecore CLI. We have set up JSON Sitecore JSON file. We have set up all the models. Now how to work it? First step is the login. Okay, so in command prompt you have to write this command. .NET Sitecore login is your login command. Okay, authority. So authority you have to give to your identity server URL. Then you have to provide your CMS URL. Then you have to provide the permission allow write to. So if you run this query, what will happen is it will connect you to the Sitecore. Okay, so it will open up a browser, and you have to enter your username and password. Okay, once you done that, it will authenticate you, and it will give you this kind of a screen where you have to give your permissions. Okay, and then you allow these permissions. Okay, once you allow these permissions, then it will create a token. It will actually create a user.config file which creates the token, and you can see all those steps happening here. Okay, on your screen. Once you connect it, it will look like this, and it will say your login is complete. You can close the browser tab now. So it means it is, and then login information has been saved. So it means it has already generated the token. Now we are good to work on this. We can serialize the item, we can pull the item, we can push the item. So let's see how to pull the items. Okay, so what do we mean pulling is pulling the content from the Sitecore to your physical system. So if you say .NET Sitecore serialize pull, so it will pull everything where you have a module.json file. So once you done that, if in my case there was a feature A, feature B, feature C, it will generate all the YML files. Okay, so this is how it will show you. Discovered 12 changes after evaluating 12 total items. Okay, so this will generate the YML files. So in my each feature folder you have a will create a serialization folder, and then it will have a feature YML files. So YML files will look like this. Okay, so we're not going in detail of how does the YML file looks like. There's you might see it is similar to the unicorn generated file, but there are some differences. We will not going in that detail here. So this is how you will see on all the features, all the items will get pulled from the Sitecore, and the corresponding YML files will get generated. Then another thing which I have tried is creating the item in the content tree, and then how it pulls the data. Okay, so once I set up that all the YML, then I in template C there was nothing was added, so I added a description section and description. Okay, in my template C section, and then I have gone to the again to the CLI. Okay, here one specific thing which I have done, other than you see Sitecore.net Sitecore Sir pool. This command, after that I have added this part -I sitecore.feature.c. If you remember, sitecore.features.c is a namespace added in my module.json, which is created for a C. So this is basically called as your module name. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm not pulling all the data from the Sitecore. I'm just trying to pull the data which module name is sitecore.feature.c. So once I run this command, you will see like match the module configuration sitecore.feature.c. So it means it's only match that configuration which I have given in the command, and it has started generating the file. And you will see here there is section and description which I have added, so it has created those files. Okay, so this is how the pool will work. Okay, then another thing which I have tried is what I have done is I have gone to that description file and I have just renamed that description.test. So if you see, the path is description.test. So basically I have it is telling this file, but you know if there is no such file, so it should throw an error. Okay, so again I have gone through this CLI and have run the same command here, where I am pushing this data to the Sitecore. Okay, because I have made a changes in the file system. Now I'm trying to push it. Okay, but what it tell me that there is some error here. Okay, and it is saying that you can use the validate fix command. Okay, so now what is this validate fix command? So if you're running the serialization minus sitecore.feature.c validate fix. Now validate fix, what it does is validate your content, and it provides the fix, or it fix the it provide the fixes for your any error. Okay, if this is invalid content. So I have run this query. Okay, and now it will saying that incorrect file path. Okay, it is telling me this is the incorrect file path. Okay, so it means there is a change. What I have done is I have made changes in the YML files. Okay, but I have not changed the file name. Okay, so if you see here, it's clearly indicating that there is something wrong with your file name. So what I have done is, now description.yml I have made changes like description test.yml, which I made a changes in the YML file also. And now I have come here and run the same push method, and once I push the method, I see here what they are saying is a master R. Okay, then it is added that, and it's saying that description to description test. So it changed description to description change. Discover one changes, so it is find this one changes, evaluating 4 total items. Okay, there are 4 total items that in that on one one item which has it got some changes, so it has updated it. So this is how it will tell you. Okay, and once I have gone to the again I logged in into Sitecore, and once I logged in Sitecore, I see that description was changed to the description test. So this is how it updates your changes. If there is any changes in the YML, it will update into the your Sitecore also. So basically this you can utilize in the multiple users who's working. So multiple developers are working, so you can put this YML file on your source repository, maybe Git, TFS, whatever you are using. So if I make any changes and someone else is taking that and they serialize, they push the data to the Sitecore, so automatically those content will go to the Sitecore. Okay, and if there is any changes, there will be a conflict, because you are adding it in the repository, it will show the conflict, and then you have to resolve it. Okay, so this is how it works. Now there is another thing which we have added is the tags. Okay, so you can use the tags also to pull the data. You can use, we have used the base module name for pulling the data for in first scenario, but you can now use the tags also. Here you can have a multiple tags also by separating. So you remember when I created the module for module A, module B, module C, those files, I have given a tag name as a feature template. So what it is saying is pull all the data, all the content which is tagged with a feature template. So once I run that, it shows that match module configuration sitecore.feature.a, sitecore.feature.b, sitecore.feature.c, but it doesn't discover any changes because I have not made any changes, so it is showing not discover any changes. Okay. Okay, now how already this is how it will work, how the you can work with the serialization. You can set up it, but while setting up there are few errors also which you might have encountered. I have encountered this error: you are not authorized to perform the task you are attempting. When you are try to when I tried to log in, I got this error, and this is what how I resolved it. In the service.graphql folder, this is a complete path. There is a serialization file. Okay, service.graphql serialization. Here I have made require authentication as a false. Okay, and then it started working. Now I am not sure what is the impact of this. Okay, I have not tried that. You can, if you know it, let me know. Okay, what is the problem if I make it for false here? If you know it, let me know. Okay, but again I'm telling you, I'm just for making those files. I have made the changes and it worked. Okay. The another error which you might see when you are working on your local environment is your identity server problem. There might be HTTP certification problem, thumbnail problem. So in that case, if you want to check the logs, okay, you can run this query: sitecore.net.sitecore identity server host URL. What it will give you, it runtime, it will show you the errors. Okay, it will show you the errors, and you see here there it is telling you what port your identity server works. This is HTTP localhost 500 and 500. Now I'm giving you tips here. If your identity server is not working because of a site certification, HTTPS problem, in that case you can use this 500 direct HTTP localhost 500 as your identity server. It will skip that thing, and you can perform all the your activities in the serialization module. Okay, so that is how you can use it. So we are done for today's video. uh, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, please click on a like button. Please share it with your friends and do provide your feedback via comment. Okay, if you have any question, you can connect to my Gmail ID. You can send me an email with my Gmail ID. You can connect to me my LinkedIn ID. Okay, both are given in the footer of this video. Okay, and also that is in the description, so you can connect if anything is real. If you have any question, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching.